In the midst of a global pandemic, nurses across the country have gone to extraordinary lengths to care for patients and save lives. With many of these stories now viral, we've set out to uncover more about the nurses behind them. I'm Nurse Blake, and this is Notable Nurses. Before we get into it, I want to give a special shout out to Verizon for sponsoring this series as part of their commitment to giving more to those who give the most. To find out how their commitment extends to nurses and their families, check out the link in the description. Today's special guest was told she would never be able to become a nurse due to her disability. Not only did she prove the naysayers wrong, she set out on a mission to help others in similar positions. Let's check out her story.
My name is Andrea Dalzal. I was diagnosed as a child with transverse myelitis that left me a paraplegic from the waist down. I was always told that I would never achieve more than what is normal for someone with a disability. I had dreams of becoming a doctor, and those dreams turned into wanting to become a nurse. Now I'm a registered nurse and one of the first here in New York City that happens to have a physical disability. My advocacy work is focused on making sure that people with disabilities are able to achieve their dreams. I change minds every single day.
Welcome to the show, Nurse Andrea. I am so excited to meet you.
No, you have no idea how excited I am to meet you. You got us through nursing school. I'll never forget, we sent a video around to the whole class, airdropped it, and everyone started laughing because it represented this professor to a T.
I'm so happy it got you through nursing school because nursing school is not easy.
It is not.
But you know what? We did it, and congrats to you. How long have you been a nurse?
For a little over 2 years. Actually, I'm going to be 3 years this coming February. Oh my God.
It flies by so fast. Can you tell me about the nursing school you went to and your professors? Were they supportive?
They were definitely willing to work with me, but they always were like, you're going to meet all of these challenges. It was never, we're going to advocate for you. It was more along the lines of, I needed to just advocate for myself.
And that's why I find you so inspiring, because you didn't give up. Do you have one example of a patient interaction that you really connected with?
Yeah, and it's the one that let me know that I was on the right track at the very beginning. A colleague of mine was having a difficult time with a patient. She was paralyzed from half of her body. So she didn't want to get up. She didn't want to go to therapy. She didn't want to do anything. She had no hope. No one was there to give her hope that things get better. And I'm rolling into the room, and this person looks at me and starts hysterically crying. And she says, I thought my life was over. And I think at that moment, like, I knew that the dagger went straight through my heart, but I had to hold it together. Seeing me come in within half an hour, she was up and ready to go to therapy.
She's not going to remember what medications practitioners and nurses gave her. You know, she's going to remember that interaction with you. Can you talk to me about any big challenges you faced and how you persevered through them?
Ooh, so you already know after NCLEX, what is every nurse's dream? To get the job. Everybody wants to get the job, and I was not getting a job. I went through 76 interviews, particularly for acute care bedside positions.
Wow.
And I had gotten rejected from all of them until COVID came.
Well, it's unfortunate that we had to see COVID, for you to be able to get the job and work in an acute care setting, which I know must have been super challenging. What is your passion now that you've been through nursing school? What are you most passionate about?
I recently was awarded the Craig H. Nielsen Foundation Visionary Award of $1 million.
What was that?
$1 million.
$1 million. That is amazing.
It is. And I have used that so far to start my own foundation called The Seated Position, to basically create a healthcare program that would help people with all types of disabilities be able to get into the healthcare field.
Aw, that's so great. Well, I am here for you, to support you in whatever way possible. I actually have a special guest calling in, and just like you, she helped to shine a light on underrepresented communities. She actually played one of the first recurring LGBTQ roles on network television. She played Dr. Arizona Robbins on ABC's Grey's Anatomy, introducing my friend, Jessica Capshaw.
Oh my God.
Hello. How are you, Andrea?
I'm doing really well, but oh my God, this moment right here. Ooh, oh my God. I didn't think I would ever meet a Grey's Anatomy character in real life, and here you are.
Here I am. And guess what? Here I am all for you. You and me. This is it. Blake, you can play too.
I'm so excited at the saying. I never thought I would be talking to a Grey's Anatomy character.
Well, exactly. And probably, I feel like Jessica, but you probably only see Arizona.
I see both. I definitely see both.
Okay, I have a question. I remember for a minute, it seemed like everybody in the world was looking at Grey's Anatomy and asking Shonda Rhimes so much, how do you come up with this incredible diverse world? And it's so amazing that diversity is so important to you. And what I remember her saying was that she doesn't set out to create a diverse cast of characters. She sets out to have real people represented. And I wonder how that speaks to you, or where you see that in your life.
Ooh, I wish I can tell you that I saw me on TV at one point, and that led my decision to becoming a nurse. Representation has always had this false perfection over it. We kind of sugarcoat it and make it pretty and glamorous, when in actuality, there's some real grit there that we often miss, and we don't actually capture the story of someone who might necessarily be struggling. And I will tell you this story. It wasn't until Arizona lost her leg and was talking to Kelly and blaming her and being so incessantly angry at the circumstance, that I was just like, that moment is real. That moment is real for people with disabilities. That moment is real every single day. And some people don't get it. And you don't get it if you sugarcoat it and you don't have that representation throughout media, because then again, we're hidden and we're not seen as full human beings that are active in our lives, who are also dealing with our own struggles.
I agree. And, going into that part of the character and of the story was hard. And I remember times myself being like, I don't want to, can we not do? But that is the meat of it. And that is the representation. And I remember, in the fan world being like, we just want our happy Arizona back. And we just want this and we want that. And I was like, doesn't everybody want to be happy, right? But here we are. Right. And we have to, the only way out is through. I wanted to be a good example of someone who was living with disability, but that while it was happening every day, there were times of her day where it was not the most important thing about her. It wasn't the first thing.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us, Jessica. It was great to see you.
Thank you. It was so much fun. I'll see you guys later.
We need to get you on a show.
Hello, I have been
We need more
saying this.
visibility, yes. But tell me, if someone wants to contribute or help to your organization, or if a person with disability wants support, where can they go?
They can visit me at The Seated Nurse on Instagram, or you can email me directly right now until the website is fully up and running.
To anyone out there, a nurse or person with a disability, what would you tell them if they want to get into nursing?
You have to have this conviction that you can do it. That's it. Believe that first, and then everything else comes afterward.
And I'm glad none of the no's stopped you. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Keep up the great work, and I can't wait to follow you and see what else you accomplish.
Thank you so much for having me. I can't believe this even happened.
That's it for today's episode. I really want to thank Jessica Capshaw and Nurse Andrea for joining me. I'd also like to thank Verizon for sponsoring this series. Check out the link in the description to find out more about Verizon's commitment to nurses and their families. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Nurse Blake, and this has been Notable Nurses.